Hello and welcome to Life with Jane. It's Foodie Friday and we're doing this Banketstaaf, which is a Dutch Christmas log. Little bit different from the actual recipe because I didn't have all of the things, but we need to start off with ground almonds. I've got 150 grams and these were from, as I said to you in the earlier haul video, these were from Lidl, so they were 99p for 150 grams. So we're going to put all of these in the bowl. Let me just cut the top open. So we're going to put all of them in here like that, and I will leave the recipe down below. Then we need to have 4 tablespoons, so 4 ounces of sugar. Now this is just granulated. You can use caster sugar if you want. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got that. Then we need to mix that up. So that's ground almonds and sugar. And what we're doing is we're making an almond paste. Now, if you've got almond paste already done, you can use it. It's not quite the same as marzipan, but it's very similar. Right, little well in the middle. And we need 1 egg. So what I always do is I always crack my eggs into a bowl first, because if you happen to have a bad egg, whoops, there's me just putting the shell in, which I didn't really want. If you happen to have a bad egg, if you put it into a little bowl like this, then you make sure that it's a nice fresh egg, and this is a beautifully fresh egg. So I'm just whisking it up with a fork. Excuse the noise. And then I'm going to add it through to my mixture. And then we just need a little squeeze of lemon juice. This is the lemon juice that I bought before, and it's quite nice to buy fresh lemon juice like this, which is in a concentrate. If you, once you've opened it, you have to use it within a month. So that's why I tend to use recipes and things that will have some lemon juice in. So we need to mix this up. And then you're just going to have a squirt of lemon juice, which is probably about, oh, I don't know, tablespoon? A couple of teaspoons, because you want the sharpness of the lemon juice. And then you're just going to start mixing it up. And it looks as if it's not coming together, but it will do, because you don't want it to be, you want it to be quite stiff. So I'm using my spoon to do it to start off with. I might just have a little bit more lemon juice in on there, because then it'll make it nice and lemony. Okay, and then rolling my sleeves up again. Got the lid of that. Don't really need that on there, do I? Okay, so I can take this off like this, and I'm then literally going to move the lemon juice out of the way. I'm just going to start kneading it, because as you start kneading it, it'll start coming together. And that's why I said you don't need to have too much liquid in there, because it will come together quite nicely. So all you're doing is you're kneading it through till it comes into, I keep putting bits over the side, don't I? So literally just knead it up until it all starts to come together. And then I'm just kneading it a bit more so we can have it. There we are. So we've now got a nice big piece. And then what we need to do is we need to roll this. In fact, if we divide it into two, do I need to do it? No, I need to do it in one, don't I? I'm just trying to think of whether I can do it in one or not. So what I need to do is I just need to make sure that I have it in a big long one. I might actually have to do it in two. It's got to go inside. I might be okay. Just got to be careful because ground almonds are quite they're not like flour. They're quite soft, so you will find that they will look as if they're going to break a little bit, but don't want them to do that. So I'm just going to put that to one side because I need to see how big my pastry is. So this was the ready rolled. It's short crust instead of puff pastry. Doesn't really matter that much. It won't puff up as much because it's a short crust, but it should be absolutely fine. So and with this you can just roll it out like this. Right out here, so you can open this up, and this is what it's quite nice when it's ready rolled pastry. Okay, so you can see I need to have it that long, so it's got to be the length of, I'm going to take this off of out of the way for a minute. Just put it on the side because I need to roll this out to that side. So I'm just going to do it quite gently because you want it to be the same size. So I'm coming both sides of, I've got the camera on a tripod right above my head so that it's easier for baking. So you can see that it will slightly crack because it's ground almonds, but that's fine. So all I'm doing is I'm just rolling it out, making sure that it's, in fact I can take it into different pieces, can't I? Which is far easier because what I need to do is to just roll it out afterwards. That's about the right sort of size. So if I do it in three, and then put it back together because it's quite soft, that will work perfectly, won't it? So that's that one to there, and then that one's got to come in just a little bit longer like this, so we can put it in that way. Okay, so I'm just going to put my pastry onto right, I've just put it, you can't see this, which is not very good, but you will in a second. I've just put it onto some greaseproof paper. So I've taken it off of the paper that it came on because I'm not sure about that in the oven. It's probably absolutely fine, but I wanted to make sure that it was okay. So I've put that in on, just putting it in so it's fairly straight. Okay, so I've just put it in onto some of my own baking paper, parchment paper, whatever you use as baking paper, and then I'm going to put this in can take it into little pieces, because then I can put it out afterwards like that. Okay, so I'm just putting it in like this. I want to make sure that it comes right up to the end, like that, which it does, and then I can just squish it in a little bit like this. So it comes in, and then I need to just put a little bit of, you could put egg or you can put milk. I'm going to put a little bit of milk, I think, or I might actually have enough. I'm just washing my hands off the almond paste and then just drying them off. So I might put that over there. I might just have enough in here. Can you see there's a little bit of egg left on here? So what I'm going to do with this is I just want to run it along that side, like that. In fact, that's probably, oops, I'm knocking the camera, I'm sorry. I probably just need to take it, so I want this to come in over the top like this, and then tuck in quite tightly in on here. So you can see I've got it tight on there, and then I'm going to take the other piece, roll that over, and again just sort of tighten it in like that. And then what we need to do is I need to get a knife. So a knife like this, we're going to cut it in half. And we're going to cut it in half again, because you can get 16 out of this. So if I take that there, I'm just going to run that one a little bit tighter. Excuse me, that made me sneeze. So yes, cut it in 4, and then cut these in 4. So you've got it like that, and then I can put them this way. That's 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So these ones I think are going to be a bit sort of scrabby because they're right on the end, but we'll see when they come out of the oven. Literally just cutting these off like that. Then we need to do this one. So it makes 16 of them, which I think is probably sort of quite reasonable, and then we decorate them and do things with them afterwards. So I'm just cutting this in here, that in like that, that in there, and like that. And then you pop them in the oven at 180 for, I think it was about 30, no it wasn't, it was about 20 minutes I think, because it's only pastry so it won't be very long. Let me just cut this one like this. that, and this one is going to have to come down in. Whoops, just almost lost its bit on there, hasn't it? Or maybe I'll put it there. That's just the bottom bit. It'll probably all splodge out of there. Okay, so that's got our pieces in like that, ready to go into the oven. And then all we need to do is we need to brush it with egg. So I'm looking to see, I think I've probably got enough of this egg that's left over on here. So I'm literally just brushing over the top of each one with some egg. You can use a brush. I don't use brushes, I use my fingers. I'm very much a cook that just cooks as I am. So that across with our fingers just gives it a nice brown colour. Into the oven for, say, I think about, might be 20 minutes. I will put it on at the end and I'll let you know when I take it out of the oven, because I will look it up because I haven't got the bit on there. But you can see there's literally just enough that was over from that egg in the bottom of my cup that will just give it that lovely bit of glaze on there, ready to go into the oven. So you'll be back again once it comes out of the oven. See you shortly. Hello, so I've just taken them out of the oven. I'm just going to bring them across like that so you can see them. So they've actually look lovely. If I'd bought puff pastry, they would have puffed up more, but they are looking rather nice with the lovely filling inside. So what we need to do now is, I have got some honey. You can use apricot jam. They suggest apricot jam, but I didn't have any. So I've just got some honey, put it in a little bowl, and I'm just going to, there we go. I've got a paintbrush here. Excuse me. So I'm just going to get some of the honey, and I'm going to just cover the whole of each one with some honey. As I say, you can do it with apricot jam, you can do it just across the top, you can do it round the sides. I'm just going to do it across the top, I think, on these ones. And then I might do round the sides later. I think it'll make it a bit sticky around the sides. But as I say, you know, apricot jam won't set, so honey is a lovely natural one. So I thought honey would be quite nice. And this is where you do need to have a pastry brush of some sort. But as I say, I've just got a clean paintbrush that I use with my crafting. And as I say, as long as you've washed it well and it's nice and clean, it'll work perfectly. So we're just literally doing the honey over the top, so it gives it a beautiful glaze. That's one of the ones that was on the end, and actually it doesn't look too bad at all. I thought it was going to be very scrappy looking, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So let me just take that across the top. And then that goes across the top on there. Excuse if my head's just knocked the camera. Oh, I haven't done, there's a couple in there. So yeah, I used a teaspoon of honey that was just heated up. Let me just come around this side. That's the other little knobbly end. So as I say, they're not too bad at all. So, whoops, just lost the end of that. Oh, delicious. Really nice. Okay, so we've done that. Now what we need to do, and I'm just going to move it across the side a little bit, is take some icing sugar, and we want, let's open this up. My fingers have got a bit of honey on. I should have washed them, shouldn't I? Okay, so this is a new pack of icing sugar. which again I showed you all the prices of them in the haul. We want 2 spoons, so 2 ounces, 1 and another 1, 2. And then we need to take, and I'm going to take a teaspoon for this because I don't want it to be we want some of this lemon juice because you want it to be a citrus drizzle, and we're going to put about a teaspoon, so there's me squirting it everywhere, in on there, and then that we need to mix up. So let's just put that over on there. So we just need to mix that up. Need a bit more than that. So all I'm doing, and because it's lemon juice, which is fine, it will make it nice and citrusy, because it's going to be sweet anyway, and to add the lemon juice in there, and as I say, just keep adding it until, if you've got fresh lemon then that's fine, just squeeze a bit in until you've got it at the right consistency, and then we're just going to beat this so it's nice and smooth. Should be about right. So you want it as a nice sort of drizzling consistency. I think that I might just put just a little tiny drop more in, because you want it to be, that's better, you want it to be drizzly, and you're going to drizzle it with the spoon over the top, so that should be fine. Okay, so now we can bring these ones back in again, and what we're going to do with this is literally to just drizzle it across. And then it will dry off afterwards, so just trying to get enough on here. Here we go. So you're just literally drizzling it to top. Now it's going to be a little bit warm. So if you were doing it, wait until it's cooled completely, but I wanted to do it so you can see it, and you're literally just going to squiggle your glaze all the way across, and then let it cool completely. Now you can make them in advance. You can put them in the freezer and freeze them and then bring them out for Christmas. They're lovely as a treat on their own. You can have them with ice cream or custard as a dessert, but they are literally a delicious little pastry. And as I say, I'm doing this so that it runs over the edge, so that once it's dried you will have it over the cross, you know, across the edge as well. So that's, I think, probably about enough. Just wanted it to be nice and covered. Like little bits of the glaze. Okay, so that's that. I've still got probably about a teaspoon left, so I have got a little bit on there, and then all I'm going to do is to put them onto a nice plate once they're cooled and dried, and that will make a beautiful, lovely treat. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Rather special one for Christmas. We won't be doing all sorts of sweet treats all the time, but I thought that it'd be a fun for Christmas. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.